Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This week, Ben and I decided to provide a facelift to our studio apartment. For any of you guys who don't know, we have recently decided that we are going to be staying in southern Utah for the foreseeable future, at least through the end of the year, maybe a month or two past that. So we've still got quite a bit of time to go. And while we love the size of our studio apartment that we're living in right now, it has no life. If I haven't mentioned it already, we are actually living above a family member's house, but we have a really nice space up here. We have a nice big studio apartment. There's tons of lighting, which is so important for me. We have our own big bathroom. We have our own walk-in closet. There's plenty of room for an office, a living space, and a bedroom. However, right now there's no flow to it, and it just doesn't feel like home. It feels like we're living in someone else's house, which we are, but we're gonna be here for a while, so I want it to feel like home. So we have decided to take on the task of providing a facelift. And what we're gonna do basically is just go around, provide a flow to the room. We're gonna create some decorations, put them up, and just give us something that makes it feel like ours and something that feels like home. So before we get into the project, we have a couple goals in mind that we want to reach by the end of this. Goal number one, the first thing that we definitely needed in here was for the room to make sense. It needed to flow. Now, Ben and I both work from our home office, which is essentially just a table in a corner right now. There's sometimes this anxiety that comes along with work, and it's not necessarily a bad anxiety. It's just this feeling to be productive and to always be doing more, and you're constantly thinking about the next project or what you have to do and what you have to work on. And one of the benefits of working from an out-of-home office is when you leave your office, that anxiety stays at the office for most people. And so you're not taking that kind of feeling, that angst home with you. And one of the things that we want to have here, while we do work from our home, we wanted it to feel like it was a separate space from the rest of our living area. And so we wanted to make sense that when you walk into the office, it's its own little corner, its own little designated area. That way, when we step away from our office, we can take a step back from our work. We can try to get out of that mindset of here's the next thing that I have to do, and we can have those moments where we just need to relax. Because of that, the number one goal for us in this project was to set up a flow for the room. We wanted designated areas, a bedroom, a living room, and an office. Goal number two was to provide life to the room. And when you guys see the befores, you'll get a pretty good idea of how lifeless it was in here before. Obviously, we're done now. You can see some of the parts behind me, one of my favorite spots. But in the befores though, the walls were completely blank and there's nothing on them. There's no color in any of the room. It was just very plain, and that's okay because this room wasn't used for much. But obviously, if we're going to be living here, this is our home, we want it to feel like home. So something important to me is to have life and color in a room, and I love plants. I have probably become a little more addicted to plants since starting this project. They're everywhere, but I love it, and it's great. So that is goal number two, is to provide life to the room and bring some color in here through plants. The last goal we had for this project, and this one wasn't as important, it would just be kind of like a nice to have kind of thing, but it was a place for me to be able to film my YouTube videos. Due to the nature of our lifestyle, Ben and I are constantly on the move. We're either in the apartment, we're out traveling somewhere, visiting family, we're camping, we're on a road trip, whatever the case may be. We've been all over the place. We'll find somewhere to film. So that's kind of why this one wasn't as important, is I knew that we would figure it out. But it would have been nice to have somewhere where I could leave my light set up, where I could leave my camera set up, maybe even just the tripod because the camera goes everywhere with me. But the point was to kind of minimize the setup time every time I wanted to film, to make that just one step easier. So if we did get a place to film out of it, spoiler, we did, that would be the third goal. So let's go ahead and start by taking a look at the befores. I'm so excited to share this with you guys because I love how it turned out. And I'll go ahead and just get that out now because I already feel so much more productive in this space. I can think better. I absolutely love the vibes that I get from our new home. It's my kind of style. It's not super feminine, so Ben's enjoying it, I think. but it's been a lot of fun and a big project to go through. We've been working on it for probably 2 to 3 weeks now, just on and off. It's not been constantly going, but it's been so worth it. I'm really excited for you guys to see this room facelift and this transition that we've been working on for so long. So let's take a look at the befores now, and then we'll get into the actual process. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so the whole upstairs has been organized to the point where it's clean now, and the stuff's been moved around. I've been working on making some knickknacks, like doing some of my own stuff for the last week. Lots of hot glue and burnt fingers and spray painted fingernails. It's been fun. But today is Saturday, which means that there's yard sales everywhere. So we're gonna go check out some yard sales because it's summer and I love yard sailing. And
yeah, I love yard sailing too.
no, I'm dragging him by his teeth. Okay, let's go see what they have. So I don't quite feel like I have enough upstairs yet. We've organized everything. Everything's moved to where we want it. We haven't put the knickknacks or any of the decorations up yet, but I don't quite feel like there's going to be enough. I've got it all laid out on the coffee table, and there probably is enough, but it just doesn't feel like it. Breakfast will be a smoothie, and I'm really excited about that. I mean, I can't turn that down. So we're going to go show you what we find and see if maybe we can find something good worth taking home. So what I'm looking for today, I wouldn't mind some more potter plants. I know it sounds, or potting plants. Planters? Yeah. I wouldn't...
Boxes.
Boxes. Thanks. Even though none of them are square. I wouldn't mind a few more of those. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm so excited about all the plants we're going to have in this room. We just put the 2 floor plants in already, and it looks so much better. I hated the wood in this room to begin with. Absolutely hated it. Those are the first things that I would change. I would take out all the floorboards or all the baseboards that were made out of like that old yellow kind of, I don't even know how you would describe it, because I think it's all real wood. None of it's fake. It's
that older light colored wood that you see on cabinets all the time.
I don't like it. It's not my style. Sorry, taking a sharp turn.
By the way, if this thing shakes a lot, it's because we don't have her gimbal and she drives like a mad person.
Sorry. Hold on, pause for smoothies.
Hold that thought.
Smoothies! Life's always better when I have a smoothie in the morning.
What'd you get?
Sunrise Sunset? Is that what it's called? Why?
You forgot which one you got?
I don't know.
It's orange.
He gets the same thing every time, though. He got peanut butter. He always gets peanut. That's not a breakfast smoothie.
There's fruit.
Anyway, okay, so back to the tangent. I've never been a huge fan of light wood. That's probably what the whole thing comes down to. Keep an eye out for yard sale signs.
Okay.
And this room is completely covered in light wood. All of the baseboards are light wood, all of the door frames, any window outlines or window frames or whatever, all of those are light wood. And all of my decorating in our old apartments, any of the furniture that we bought ourselves, it's all like espresso colored dark wood, like verging on black. I love all of my dark wood furniture. And so when we were here, it kind of just always felt like we were in someone else's house, which we are. We're living above Ben's grandma in a really nice big studio apartment, which is awesome. But it just never really felt like home. And now, because we're gonna be here for a couple months and we're gonna be exploring all the national and state parks and we're doing stuff every weekend, I wanted it to feel more like home because we're gonna be here for a while. So all of our stuff is in storage. I don't want to haul all of it here. It wouldn't go with all of the outlines of the room anyway, because all the lightwood stuff has to stay. So I'm not gonna go get my own storage stuff and haul it up here and then have to haul it back when we decide where we're going next.
And then it contrasts anyway.
Yeah, it's not gonna look good. So we decided to embrace it, and I'm excited about it because as soon as I got the plants in there, it's crazy. It looks different. Like, I don't know how or what, but the plants gave it like a bohemian style. Like, I don't know why just the green did that, but it's the green with the natural wood and it looks really good. Okay, so this first one we're going to is a storage unit, and they've just basically pulled all their stuff out and are just selling it from their unit. So we just finished at the first one. I didn't really find a ton that I liked. They had some cute hanging signs, but nothing that I didn't think it would go very well with what we had. Though, there was a kid holding two cool looking geodes. And I think his grandma, who was running the yard sale, sold them to him for like $1. And I'm like, that would be like the one thing I would buy. I don't have any geodes or rocks, and it look really cool on the black shelves. But maybe we'll keep an eye out and see if we can find some at some of the other yard sales. So that was the first one. It's also the one that I think is going to be the furthest away from home. So we're going to go back towards the college now and check out. There's supposed to be one over there. And then there's supposed to be one really close to home. Those are the only two real ones that we know about. And then we're just going to kind of keep our eyes peeled for yard sale signs and go from there. So the yard sales failed us today. We didn't find anything good. But we are going to go check out the Catholic thrift store, something like that. I don't know. So short detour. We found what looks like to be an outdoor market, and I love those. So we're gonna go check that out. I found my one little pink rock, and I'm very happy about it because it's going to look really good on a black shelf. So if today's a bust, at least I got my little pink rock. So we just finished at the Catholic thrift shop, and we got just these two cute little circular glass dishes, and we're going to put succulents in them. So now we're running over to the nursery where we can buy succulents and where we can buy other plants for a couple other pots I've got sitting at home that I need to do something with before we, start putting them on the shelves. So I think we're looking for 2 normal house plants I say normal houseplants, not like there's a massive variety of ones to pick from, but I have no idea what we're looking for. And then we're looking for a couple succulents. So yeah, that's our next step. I think we're done yard sailing. Kind of failed today, so that's okay. I got my nice little pretty rock, and I got my 2 little vases. We're gonna call them vases. I don't know what else to call them. And then we're gonna go buy a few plants, and then we're gonna go home and finally decorate. I'm so excited to finally decorate. All right, let's take a look at the decorations I have to work with during this room facelift. What you just saw and what I'm pointing out here, these are all of my geometric decorations that I made out of wooden skewers and hot glue. My fingers hurt when I was done, but I'll do a short video on that. These I bought from DI. All 6 of them, actually I think there were a total of 7, cost me $3, and I just washed them and painted them. And now I'll show you where we'll put them in a minute, but I think they turned out super cute. I almost didn't want to paint them because of how nice they looked once they were clean. Next we have, these are my favorite, guys. I bought these from Ross for like $6, and they had fake succulents in them when I bought them, but because I've been on like a planting kick lately, I actually removed everything out, all the styrofoam and fake succulents, and put real ones in. And now I get to water them every week, and they're growing, and they're so freaking cute. These are some signs that I printed. I actually sell these on my Etsy store, and so these are a couple of my favorites. That's actually my one favorite sign. This one, for some reason, has been the most popular, and I actually think it's really motivational. And this one's from Ben. So if my life was a garden, you'd be my lawn gnome. Little bit of randomness there, but we love him. This is my wandering Jew plant. I got that pot from DI for just like $1, and then I was shopping at the garden nursery with Grandma, and I absolutely love that plant. It's so freaking cute. And I love Scentsies, guys. So this is my Scentsy, and we've got my 3 little scents back behind because I don't know, I'm just a lot more motivated when I have a Scentsy, or I can like, I don't know, they're uplifting. I love them, and I love fruity scents. This one I can't get enough of. The cucumber melon smells so freaking good, and I'm always motivated when I smell that. Just all of the fruits, all the things, they smell really good. So those will be going pretty consistently over and over in our room. So I said I got this one from DI. These 2, they weren't technically matched with it at DI, but I found these 2, and I love them. I don't know if I'm going to put anything in them. We'll still figure that out, but they're super cute. Ooh, and these are what I got from the Catholic thrift shop. So those were those 2 little round glass spheres that I purchased. And then I kind of like the idea of just like the raw dirt inside. So I didn't want to paint them or anything. So now we just get to see the kind of that raw look with brand new succulents in it. Love that. Super cute.